So verse number 68, it goes like this. Tasmadyasya mahabaho nigrihitani sarvachah indriyani indriyarthebhyas tasya pragya pratisthita. Translation. Therefore, O mighty armed, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence. Okay? So Krishna is giving the definition of an intelligent person here. Okay, so what he's saying is that whose senses are restrained. Okay, person who is able to restrain their senses. Okay, from the sense objects, they are people of steady intelligence or basically intelligent people. However, in this age of Kali Yuga, we'll see that we are all driven whimsically. Okay, like whatever we want, we just go ahead and eat. Whatever we want, we go ahead and speak. Whatever we want, we go ahead and wear, irrespective of whether that particular attire is looking good on me or not, or whether that particular attire is suited for the occasion where I'm in or not. We simply act whimsically, okay, and we term this as freedom of expression or freedom of speech. However, if we think deeply on these topics, okay, then we will realize that we are not actually free. Okay, we are actually slaves of our desires. Okay, and this is the case with each and every single individual, myself included, in this age of Kali Yuga. Okay, so restraining of the senses is very very difficult thing to actually do, right? However, what Srila Prabhupada says here, that it may appear to be very very difficult thing to do, rather, but actually it is not that difficult if we follow the acharyas. Okay, the acharyas have given us the solution. Srila Prabhupada has given us the solution, and he clearly mentions in the purport, if we try to read, that one can curb the forces of sense gratification only by means of Krishna consciousness or engaging all the senses in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Okay, so basically, if we want to curb our senses, we have to engage it in the service of Krishna. Okay, there is no other alternative. See, senses are very very strong. Okay, it's not possible that they will remain idle. Okay, so if we think that okay, we will withdraw ourselves into an isolated room and we will just cut ourselves off from the external world, and in this way I'll be able to control my senses. Trust me, that's not going to happen. Okay, it doesn't happen that way. Senses are way too strong, okay, for us to control them by our own efforts, basically. Okay, so you have to give them a higher taste, and that higher taste is nothing but Krishna consciousness. If we engage our senses in the service of Krishna, then automatically, slowly but surely, we will lose the taste in all the other material activities, in all the other sense gratificatory activities, and we will be completely controlled. Our senses will be completely controlled. Our senses will be actually under our control, which actually seems to be very very difficult thing at this point of time. So this is what our acharyas say, and a lot. I think I will cite a couple of examples. Okay, first example, you can imagine that these days it's a trend that people just want to stay fit. Uh, a lot of times you will come across this phrase that age is just a number, right? And yeah, even I used to believe that before coming to Krishna consciousness, and but yeah, people are doing everything in their capacity basically to stay fit for a prolonged period of time and have a healthy life, and even in the old age they are not what to say, like completely bogged down by different age related elements or diseases. Okay, so that is the whole idea, and people just want to stay fit, especially like with so much of social media around, and all the movies and the celebrities. If you look at them, they maintain an exemplary physique. Okay, so people just want to idealize them. They want to be like them. Okay, and in that process, they also are adopting to a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so if someone wants to, like maintain their physique very nicely, okay, so what does that person do? They go to a dietitian and try to get a diet plan for themselves, okay, because what we eat is very important, first and foremost. immediately the dietitian will say that okay, you cut down on your sugar intake. Okay. Now अब ये कैसे हो सकता है, like अभी गुलाब जामुन आ गया सामने, then how will I control myself? Right? So these kind of things, they actually happen. Okay, and it's very difficult to control, right? So it's not going to happen, with the word go, that okay, my dietitian has suggested me to cut down the sugar intake, so I'll just simply stop taking any forms of sugar. No, it's not going to happen that way. What we can do is that we can come up with a certain recipe which are sweet, but at the same time they are a healthier option. Okay, they are a healthier option compared to the white sugar that we take. Okay, and this is what the dietitians also suggest, that try including honey in your diet, or fruits which have natural sugar, or maybe a combination of fruits, milk, and honey, whatever. If they recommend certain diets, or maybe some recipes with which you can cook actually tasty stuffs, okay, using these three ingredients. And in that way, your craving for eating something sweet will also be satisfied, but at the same time it will be an healthier option. So this is one very elementary example of how to control your senses. Okay, so we see that we have given our senses another option. Okay, we cannot just cut it off just like that, because senses need some engagement. Okay? Another very nice example which is going these days, if I don't know, like if people, if some of you are following, especially it's very popular among young men and unmarried men, actually. Okay, students and unmarried men, is like the brahmacharya challenge. Okay, they want to accept this challenge of adopting say 7 days or 15 days brahmacharya, 30 days brahmacharya, like that. And during these 30-day period, they restrain themselves from losing their semen in under any circumstances whatsoever. Okay, now this is a big thing, big challenge to take, actually, right? Because so many distractions are all around, that it's very, very difficult in this age to control ourselves, to restrain ourselves to that extent. Okay, but we have seen, it's a proven fact. Like if you follow some people are really like posting their videos daily on Instagram and YouTube, right? That they have taken please excuse me, that they have taken a challenge of 30-day brahmacharya, or maybe even more, right? And they have successfully completed it, right? And how they have managed to do it, if you see the routine of all these people, okay, you will see that only thing which they did was that they engaged completely in the service of Krishna. Okay, no matter to which sampradaya they belong, but the one common factor among all these people was that they were able to engage their time, okay, in the service of Krishna. How? During the daytime, when it's the time to study, to go to the college or school or work, basically they were engaged in that activity. And once the free time comes, they, instead of engaging themselves in in watching some nonsense on, say, on their smartphones or laptops, what they do was that they started reading the Bhagavad Gita, or any other Vedic literature for that matter. Instead of watching something nonsense, they used to watch satsangs, like this, where we are sitting right now, or maybe to different speakers. They were listening to different speakers, and in this way, they managed to complete the Brahmacharya challenge, not just for 30 days, but even more than that. I have seen people, completing Brahmacharya challenge for more than 150 days, right? But that's a big, big achievement. Okay. So what Krishna is saying here, some people may argue that, अरे यार Bhagavad Gita में जो भी लिखा है, it's like too difficult to adopt in our real life. But we have seen, these kind of people have proven beyond doubt that okay, the principles of Bhagavad Gita, they actually work.